Okay, what it do, United fans? Well, here's my preview for the Southampton matchup, and let me just say this, okay, because obviously, if United lose to Southampton, then that's, in my opinion, going to be even more of a humiliation than them getting absolutely trounced 7-0 by Liverpool, just because, obviously, let's look at the facts here. Obviously, Southampton, they are 19th in the Premier League, and United, they are 3rd in the Premier League, and today, United, they managed to get a win over Real Betis 4-1 to, give the fans some level of optimism. But, I for once feel like that United, this is not the time for them to be dropping points in the Premier League because we are in March right now. And United, obviously, I still am very convinced they will finish and or find a way how to finish in top 4. I have no doubts about that just because, with Ten Hag, I think he's been doing a great job of being able to basically just as a way, I guess, almost kind of nurse the squad, much like how Sir Alex Ferguson in his last years at United was nursing United, especially all the aging players they've had before he officially left the club. Well, this is how I also feel about Ten Hag, is that he's really nursing this really average United roster, because let's be honest, if I'm being honest about this United team, this is not a Champions League winning side. This is not. Okay, we still have to get some players that can, fit in the puzzle, but slowly but surely, I feel like United could be back on their way and finally being in that state of rebuilding, much like how Liverpool rebuilt when they got, Van Dijk, Salah, Mane, and all that stuff. That's what I feel like United are heading towards, is that they are finally heading towards like a sense of, I guess you could say, a sense of winning. Okay, I feel like that United are headed towards that direction because obviously, despite United getting absolutely embarrassed 7-0 by Liverpool this past weekend or so, it still doesn't take away the fact that Ten Hag, he's done a really incredible job, and especially for a manager that's able to nurse this squad, much like how Sir Alex Ferguson was able to nurse this squad. Like, I am definitely convinced that Ten Hag, he's without a doubt the best manager we've had since Fergie. The only difference now is that Ten Hag, he never gets the players he wants, and I never ever want to see or hear any criticism of Ten Hag, just because people need to realize that if our board is not going to listen to Ten Hag, then there's only so much Ten Hag can do, especially with them just overpaying for Antony, because obviously, let's be honest, Antony, I still think he's going to become a player that's really going to make a name for himself at Manchester and all that stuff. But the only difference, though, is that United, like I said before, they paid way too much for Antony, and despite him scoring against Real Betis, I still feel like that if only they would have paid 50 or 60 million for Antony, then obviously I still think they would have had the money to get Cody Gakpo, for example, because obviously Ten Hag, he wanted Gakpo, he wanted Nunez at United, Darwin Nunez especially, and of course, in typical United fashion, we don't listen to Ten Hag. Ten Hag doesn't have his wishes respected, and instead of them doing that and giving Ten Hag full reign and basically full control of the club, they are just basically making life difficult for Ten Hag. So this is why I don't want to see any ounce of criticism towards Ten Hag, just because I'm a Ten Hag supporter. I guess you could say I am a defender of Ten Hag, and I will continue to be a defender of him, especially towards the end of this season, just because, man, I'm getting so sick and tired of the Ten Hag criticism, because if only Ten Hag has money to spend, then can you imagine what Ten Hag, the state that United could be in right now? If only Ten Hag had freaking money to spend it, and if only they would let him get the players he wants. Do you not realize that United by now, they could be Champions League contenders for next year, okay? Because I do think that by next season or so, United can definitely be Champions League contenders, like how, my Bayern Munich team is every year, because obviously, yes, I root for both Bayern and for United, okay? Nothing wrong with that, and if people don't like it, then you know what, that's their problem, not mine. But anyways, so getting back to this preview, so first of all, for this preview, I'm going to say I think United's going to win 3-1. Yes, I predicted that against Liverpool, but this is what I'm going to predict against Southampton and say United, I think they are going to win 3-1. Yes, that's what I'm going to say. Just because, since we can play this well against Real Betis, I think this Liverpool game really goes to show you here that United, they really need a a wake-up call. And I guess that's the reason why United got battered 7-0 by Liverpool, is because United just need that wake-up call and realize, okay, despite Ten Hag being able to control, basically weather the storm at United, we still, I guess you could say, can't get ahead of ourselves, because I will admit in my preview video, maybe I got a bit ahead of myself, because, for me to think we had a chance against Liverpool at Anfield, well, I was kind of delusional to think that United had a chance, because, really, they picked the worst time possible against a team that got absolutely embarrassed by Liverpool. We ended up getting embarrassed by them 7-0. This is what makes this season so crazy, is Real Madrid, they beat the crap out of Liverpool 5-2, and let's be honest, I don't think Liverpool are going to make a comeback against Madrid. That certainly ain't going to happen, because yes, they were able to make that comeback against Barcelona, just because, let's be honest, Barcelona tactically just either that day were either just completely unprepared for figuring out how to win at Anfield, or whether it's because they just, got too comfortable. And that's how I feel like with Manchester United too. They got too comfortable at Anfield, and, unfortunately, United were just dealt the worst and ever wake-up call. Okay, that's the only thing I can say. And the only thing you can really do after a loss like that is try to be motivated as a team. Figure out, okay, what do we have to do to win this game and all that stuff. And hey, I still am expecting a full United win. Okay, hell, if we draw against Southampton, then that's going to be more of an embarrassment compared to us losing 7-0 to Liverpool. Just because with United, man, it's like, even though we don't have any money to spend in the transfer window, Ten Hag, man, hey, just show Ten Hag your full support. Don't criticize him, okay? I just think that to criticize Ten Hag would be absolutely ridiculous at this point, because, like, for example, for me, I'm not going to pin the 7-0 loss on Ten Hag. No, that's not Ten Hag's fault. It should be up to the players to be able to play with a sense of urgency. And that's the problem against Liverpool, is that United just did not play with a sense of urgency at all. And against Southampton, United really need to play with a sense of urgency and make a freaking statement here, man, because now is not the time for United to be freaking just dropping points, okay? Now is not the freaking time, man. No. Now it's not the time. So it's like with United, man, you guys just need to go out there and play with a sense of urgency. Okay, play with confidence. And hey, United, they can win this game, and they can continue to build a point gap lead, because this is what United really need to do right now, is just continue to make it impossible for the other teams to catch up to United, because obviously right now in the position that United are in, the race is not over yet. Okay, it isn't over. It's only March, and United, they still have a long way to go, especially in the Europa League. Like, if they can win the Europa League, then obviously I will consider this season to be a success, even though my real goals is for United just by some miracle to finish in top 4. But at the same time, hey, if we win the Europa League, then I could consider this season a success, even though it's the Europa League. It's not as exciting as the Champions League. Hey, if we still win a Europa League, then hey, we're going to be in the Champions League back next season. So hey, that's really all that matters for United, is to just secure a spot in the Champions League and just hopefully challenge for a Champions League by next year. So yeah, that's what I want to see from Manchester United. So let me know what you guys think about this game and all that. Agree, disagree with what I said, let me know why in the comments, and let's go United.